Do you only have one camera for your podcast? No problem. I'm going to show you how you could turn one camera into 3 dynamic shots without buying extra gear. Hey, I'm Gil, and I help creators and podcasters get the most out of their gear. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can get multiple shots out of one camera. And I'm going to break everything down. So let's get started. First thing that you want to do is actually use a camera that shoots 4K. You want to shoot in 4K. That way you're able to get super crispy, clean video because the process of this is we're going to crop in. And if you crop in and your video quality is not the best, so it's going to look really weird when you crop in. It's not going to look the best. It'll work. It will definitely work, but it's not going to look as good if your video was shot in 4K. The thing about 4K is what makes it great is that you're able to punch in and it looks like nothing changed. You don't lose any resolution or quality. So if you shot the video in 720p and you want to zoom in, it's not going to look really good. It's not going to look good at all.
Gross.
All right. So make sure you record in 4K first, which is great. And if you record in 1080, it could potentially work. I've done it before, but 4K is where you want to record at. So step number 2 is pretty much like setting up the shot. Make sure that we have our guest and host in frame perfectly. So when we zoom in, it's not going to be too awkward. It's not going to look off. So make sure we set ourselves up first. Make sure you're using a wide angle lens because that's going to allow you to get pretty much more of the people in the shots. If you have a tight lens like this 50mm on this camera, it could work, but you have to be super duper far and it's not going to give you the best look, honestly. But make sure you're using a wide angle lens and I'll show you when we get to the footage. So let's move on to step number 3, which, as you can see, would be the footage of the podcast. All right, so we have our video here of our podcast, and this is pretty much a wide angle of my office space. So right now I have the host of the show on, I guess, the left, and the guest is on the right. So what I want to do is copy this video and turn it into 3s. You can simply just hit Command C or copy, and then paste Command V and place it up top. That's cool and all, right? But you have to then align it and make sure that it's even and all that. I'll show you a quicker way. What I like to do is highlight the clip and hit Option, and then using my mouse pad, swipe up. So all I'm doing is dragging up, and then I'll be able to do the same and do it one more time and push up, and I have 3 clips that I just easily copied. So now we have 3 duplicate shots and they're all named wide. We could rename them later, but let's just name this right now. So this would be the wide shot. That one would be A cam. And then name this B cam. So our wide shot, that's the hero shot, the main shot. And our A cam let's make this the host. So our host is on the left, she's in black. And what I'm going to do is go to the transform tool right here. I'm just going to click transform. And there's going to be these corners, right? There's going to be these corner things on the corner. Corner things on the corner. I'm just going to pull them they're like tabs. I'm just going to pull them. Wait, let me reset. I'm just going to pull these tabs. Let's put the wide shot at the bottom. So let's put the wide shot at the bottom, and our A cam, which is our host, we're going to put her up top. So we have these blue tabs or purple tabs, and what we're going to do is just drag them. That's a very unflattering shot of her. Let's move that there. So what we're going to do is go back to the transform tool, and let me actually reduce. Turn this to 25. So I'm going to zoom in, and let's zoom in a little bit more. I want to get it to where it's a number that's easily, I think, 300 times. And then I'm going to hit Shift That way I know that I'm straight. So I'm going to shift and slide it to the right and hit shift and slide up. I want to get the rest of her hair. Might want to zoom out a little bit more now that I think about it. Transform. Let's hit this to 12. That way I can see the tabs again. Do that. And then I'm just going to shift up. I probably shift to the left here. I think I like her like right there. Hit done. And then hit fit. So I think this is our A shot right here. What I want to do now, it will be kind of like almost easy to do the same thing to the other side, but we want to save time. So what I want to do is hit Command C on the A cam, and I'm going to hit V to hide it to show the camera at the bottom. So as you can see, A cam is grayed out. All I do is hit V, right? So now I'm going to go to B, and I'm going to hit Command Shift V, and it's going to say, hey, do you want to copy every setting that we had on the A camera to the B cam? That's what we're doing. So I'm copying everything from camera A to camera B. It's going to save me a lot of time. So I'm going to hit paste. So obviously it's going to be right in front of her, on her, because all the movements, right? So what I'm going to do is on the camera B, go to transform, and then just hit shift. And I'm going to, because shift is going to make sure that we're straight and even, and just keep hitting shift until we get our guest in position. And I want to have her like off center, like the other one was. And then we hit V, and it's like the headroom is there. It's even, right? Almost just about, they're the same distance. And then now that's camera B, and that's the 8, and that's the wide shot. So now we pretty much did it. So we have our A camera, which is our host. And then let's turn on the B camera, and we have our B camera, which is the guest. So if I were to be doing a podcast, I'll start off with the A cam. There's again a very unflattering position. Let's just crop that. Let me just do that and delete. Blade tool, delete. So we start off right here. So now A camera's on. We have her talking, and she looks over to the guest. And this is just me knowing that how podcasts are. She's looking at the guest, and she's like saying, okay, passing the baton to you to speak. And I'm going to hit Command B and go to the next clip, and then V it. And she's speaking, and she's talking. And then you hit Command B again to make that clip disappear. We have her going on. And then what we can do now is hit Command B to the A and B clam. I'm sorry. Undo that. Hit V. And now we're showing the wide shot of both of them. So because they're both arcs, technically like showing some expression in this shot here. And I'll go back to where the guest is counting on her fingers. I'll go to camera B, hit Command B for the blade tool, and hit V and have her on there. And then we'll go back to the hero shot, the A shot, not the hero shot, but the host shot. And then we would do Command B to hide the A and B and show the wide angle. And then this is something that I would technically do if I had a one camera angle for a podcast. Like this is how I'll literally am turning one camera into 3 different cameras. It's pretty awesome. And I'm using the blade tool because I'm hiding and showing a clip. So at the end of the video, at the end when I'm finished recording and uploading it or like saving the video, the ones that are hidden won't show in the video. It's going to show the one at the bottom. So Camera A is the host and camera B is the guest. But under this portion of the timeline, the only thing that's visible is the wide shot. So if I go to camera B and I hit the V, you notice that the guest is now showing. So it'll take some time. There is a faster way to do it. There's another way where you can create a multicam. That would require you exporting each individual clip, and that'll take a lot of time. This is probably the most fastest way, in my opinion, and it's really fun. So that's how you can turn one camera into 3 different angles. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience. It's budget friendly. So if you have one camera and you want to do a podcast with your friend, or if you want to interview people, this is the best way to do so. So make sure that you're shooting in 4K. Make sure that you are framing yourself right, setting your camera directly in the middle. That way, when you are editing or when you have your editor edit, it's going to be super easy and it's just going to be really fun. All right, if you found this video helpful, please, for me, like, subscribe, share, and leave some questions in the comments. Like, what questions do you have? What other videos would you like me to create? And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.